Are we live?
We are.
What's good?
What's up?
What's happening?
Hey,
What's going on?
we jumping into a rap shit. We ain't talk.
Oh shit.
We ain't playing no games. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. Them superpowers getting neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew was looking paranoid and now spiraling.
You're moving just like a degenerate.
Every antic is feeling distasteful.
Yeah, that's Kendrick Lamar. We ain't even gotta go too far. That's Kendrick Lamar. That's Euphoria. That's May. Whatever that was.
Okay.
Epic War. That
I
was.
calculate. You're not as calculated. I can even predict your angles.
Mm-hmm.
Wowzer, wowzer, wowzer. Fabricating stories on the family front because you heard Mr. Morale, a pathetic master manipulator. I can smell the tails on you now. You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Hill figure stood out, but FUBU never had been your collection. Make music that electrify them. You make music that pacify them.
I could double
down on that line, but spare you this time. It's random acts of kindness.
Don't need the lyrics, guys. I know the song front to back.
Know you a master manipulator and a habitual liar too. So don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
Or truths about you.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah. Monster. Okay. Listen, turn the TV off. Let me tell you something.
Turn the TV off.
It's just so crazy to me how it feels like I think, and we're definitely gonna get into it, but I feel as though like the reason why I picked that song is because I've been saying for a while that Kendrick is a prophetic artist, in the sense that like a prophet, he can predict what is going to happen, and recent events have proven that to definitely be true. And it's just kind of wild. I mean, it's not wild. I feel like, yeah, like I said, we'll get into it. But yeah, I just figured that was pretty appropriate for what we're going to get into in this episode. But before I do that, I'm all up on the mic. Before I do that, I'm going to welcome our friends. You mind if I go ahead and say hello to the people? What up, y'all? Hey, world. How y'all feeling? Okay. On this glorious day. Listen, if this is your first time here, okay, welcome. All right. It's the One Thing for Certain podcast with myself, Alia King, and my husband,
Kara King.
Yes, we talk about all the things that married couples like to talk about, and essentially that is a rubric, if you will, of subjects and topics that we ourselves are interested in, and then talk to you about that, right? So if you're into that, if that's your jam, if you can get into it, come back and see us. Listen, we're your new favorite married couple. We're your new favorite married friends. Like, we just come here, we connect, we catch up, you know what I'm saying, on our week. We tiki, we, have a giggle and things. And we decided to partake in that, like, merriment and reverence, okay, with you. And so without further ado, make sure that you click that subscribe button. Make sure that you comment. Make sure that you like. Make sure that you share. Follow us on all the things. One Thing for Certain pod, okay, on Instagram, on TikTok, and all of the places that you can find us on Spotify, all of the things. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll get into it. We'll wait on you. Don't worry about it. Keisha, that's fine. Just go ahead and hit subscribe, and it'll be okay. Yes. Okay, good. You got it? You hit that button? We're so glad to hear it. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and get into it, okay, with our current obsession. Yeah. We're going to get into our current obsession.
Or?
You know what?
I have lost track of who goes first or what. So.
It doesn't matter. I think you can go ahead and hit it.
I mean, mine is I think mine is a little short. Like, it is as we mentioned, Drake. I'm just gonna jump right into it. Drake is suing UMG and Spotify for two things. The first lawsuit, from what I understand, is he's suing them for conspiring to boost Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us record through bots, payola, and deceptive practices. That's the first lawsuit. The second lawsuit is defamation of character to UMG, Universal Music Group, and Spotify just UMG, excuse me. Just for UMG, because for those who may not know, Kendrick Lamar and Drake sit on the same parent label. Kendrick Lamar has PG Lang through, I think, some partnerships through Interscope, but Interscope's parent company is Universal Music Group. So essentially, Drake and Kendrick Lamar are on the same label, and Drake is saying
I did not know that.
Huh?
I did not know that. I did not know that they were underneath the same parent label.
Yeah, UMG is like has everything yeah. Almost like between UMG and Warner Brothers, it's like, I mean, right. And Sony.
Right.
So, so defamation of character, because Drake feels like they allowed, UMG cleared a record and distributed a record, not like us, that had, called, Drake a pedophile and a PDF and all this other stuff. Like, so he feels like they greenlit that, knowing that was gonna be on the record, and they still allowed it to come out and distributed it, and so he's suing them for defamation of character. So those are the two lawsuits that I know about so far.
Sure.
Between the boost, the deceptive boosts of the song, which is basically him saying, hey, this song is not as popular as it is perceived, and you guys are
the biggest song in the world is not actually the biggest song in the world.
Yeah. So, it's my current obsession, because I'm just curious, as someone who can sit here as a person who is a fan of Drake throughout the 15 years he's been around. It is interesting to see that this is the take that he is taking for this. And I don't understand why. He could win this case and win $1 billion. He could win this case and own UMG. Seriously, like, it could go that far. It won't matter, because the perception of it, from what I'm seeing between social media and people's takes on him doing this, like, it just kind of seems like Drake went to HR.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And then the other half of it is it's reminiscent of Donald Trump in 2020.
Oh, big.
Because in terms of like votes, like Drake lost the popular vote and he's not able to accept that. Despite the fact that every festival since Not Like Us, which is just a short 7 months ago, 60,000 people at Camp Flog Gnaw, Tyler the Creator's festival that happened not that long ago. 80,000 people screaming Not Like Us at the top of their lungs. Rolling Loud played it, screaming at the top of their lungs. He had a whole pop-out show, 18,000 or 20,000 people in that arena. He played it 6 times. They screamed it at the top of their lungs.
Didn't DJ Mustard just have a...
That was at Camp Flog Gnaw.
My apologies.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, screaming it at the top of their lungs.
Mm-hmm.
All of the impressions on social media, the pages, the social media influencers. There's actually a page where someone put all of the people who react to music, Black creators that react to music, put a collage of all of them reacting to Not Like Us at the same time. And so it's just very interesting that he is claiming all of this when all of this has kind of been on display. And then on top of that is my current obsession, because the nerve of him, like the nerve of him of all people, to talk about streaming and numbers being inflated in terms of like how good, how much people like a thing, when Drake he's the one that went to the Billboard Awards and won 14 awards in a year or some crazy shit. So many awards that they had to put it on the floor. He was, everyone was so excited.
The numbers weren't inflated then, though.
No, numbers weren't inflated.
No, they were accurate.
He was the one that he has broken a few Spotify records. God's Plan hit 1 billion on YouTube in like 2 weeks or something crazy like that. He has, between Hotline Bling and all of these different records that he has that has been on Spotify and has broken records. I think in the recent memory, between Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake, the 4 of them has effed up streaming numbers because they get these crazy numbers in when they release records. So it's just very interesting that, as someone who has benefited so much from so many people liking his stuff in a short period of time, he's had, I think, the Scorpion album, when it first came out, it damn near the whole album charted all at one time.
Right.
like it's very interesting that he is coming specifically about, oh, nobody didn't like the record that much, but it's just like, bro,
I think that's exactly
that's
his point,
crazy.
though. Like, if I was to play Drake's advocate, that that he has enjoyed his moment in the sun for so long that it's really hard for him to believe that a decade long tenure on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and the top of the Spotify charts and all the other streaming platforms, that in one fell swoop with one battle, that this guy completely undermined all of those accomplishments by supplanting me in those spaces. He basically is saying there's no way Kendrick beat me that fucking bad.
And by the
Like,
way,
it's cool if y'all have the pop, like you said, like to keep the
Trump analogy?
presidential election analogy alive. It's like, okay, cool. If y'all saying that I lost the electoral college, okay, by way of, overall cultural opinion, that record was better than any of the other records that I released in this, little back and forth that we had, fine. But to say that every single last one of these songs has basically beaten all of my records and has replaced me in that sense. I know he's only suing for the They Not Like Us record,
and the record, the thing is, Not Like Us on Spotify, for context, is at 915 million on Spotify right now. Apple a few short days ago had Not Like Us as it was the #1 song on Apple.
Okay.
And it stayed that way for a while, and then with Kendrick releasing GNX, it also supplanted that. So Kendrick also was the first artist to have 6 records be #1, and his own records are fighting each other.
Yeah, he's beating himself.
Yeah, like Whacked Out Murals just beat the Dodger Blue for #1, and then it's just going back and forth,
flipping back and forth.
But that's not the first time that's happened. It's great.
Yeah.
Listen, Kendrick stan. It's fantastic. I love it. That's not the first time that's happened. Drake has done that before. He has done that before.
He's such a baby. Listen,
it's just weird. Like,
just so you guys know, I was having a hard time picking which Kendrick song to do for rap shit, and I almost did Meet the Grams specifically for this line. Okay. I'm blaming you for all his gambling addiction, psychopath intuition, the man that likes to play victim. You raised a horrible fucking person. The nerve of you, Dennis. Like, yeah, the man that liked to play victim. It's kind of crazy how he predicted all of this already. To be fair, I was not in the slightest surprise that Drake came forward with a lawsuit. I said that he should have sued Kendrick from the moment They Not Like Us dropped. From the moment it dropped, I was like, first of all, you got to sue him now. It is past your ability to rebut and beat this man. It's done. After Drake dropped Family Matters.
Yes.
And then Kendrick immediately drops 616 in LA.
Family Matters. He dropped Meet the Grams.
He dropped Meet the Grams
within like 10 minutes or something.
After that, I was like, oh, you should probably not. You should probably stop. You should probably get your lawyers.
And then that following weekend, that Monday, man, I'll never forget it. It's history. That Monday,
I was so angry that we hadn't started the podcast yet because we were just, and maybe we'll release it. Like when we get a Patreon, maybe we'll release those episodes because we were sitting on the couch, literally screaming at the top of our lungs about this whole thing.
Indeed. I was.
And not you. Like I'm not louder than you. We were not over here literally causing a ruckus in this house. It was absolutely nuts to see that it had come to that. But I personally feel as though that he should have sued him from Jump Street, because truly, like, the whole defamation of character and calling that man a pedophile on national radio and on every single platform. It is kind of crazy. Like, but I felt like he would get liable at best, right? Like he would be able to sue him for either defamation of character, libel, or
but
any of those other legal jargons or terms.
I think
but I just want to know, I'm sorry, I just want to know what the goal is for Drake. Is the goal to get paid, or is the goal to get the song pulled down? Like, What would he consider a win, and why would he do this now? Because again, based off of popular opinion and just the overall temperature of like people who is seeing this move from Drake, everybody's like, you are taking L after L after L after L after L in the face. Like, it feels like an episode of Sesame Street. Like, L, like he is just getting busted over the head. And I don't know, you said it yourself, you were like, who is in Drake's camp that isn't looking at him and being like, bro, this is not the right idea. Like, this is not the right move. You look like a sore loser. He basically somebody who instigated a fight, taunted.
People forget that part.
Taunted Kendrick.
Look it up.
And was like, oh, no, you better come out with the triple entendre. When he came out with Taylor Made, egging him on, the antics, literally taking his heroes and using their voice to essentially
antagonize the shit out of him.
Antagonize him and coach, and using their voices to coach Kendrick on how he should show up for the West Coast, how he's basically allowing himself to get bodied by a singing nigga again, right? Like, literally begging him to come outside, Kendrick, and then when he gets stomped out, he runs and calls the police.
For other context for that record, I really need people to go back. Push Ups was cute. It was good. It was already cute. On the rise. It was, it was popular for a week. And remember, it took about 15 days for Kendrick to come out with Euphoria. In those 15 days, Drake put out 2 records.
Yes, he did.
Like, and he put out Push Ups first, and Push Ups was a high beat. It was a good typical.
Give me 50.
Yeah, drop and give me 50. Yeah. Size shoe as the song art. It's the size 7 shoe as the song art and all this other stuff.
Big Sipper with a size 7 men's on. Okay.
Taylor Made has 3 verses on it, if I'm not mistaken. It has a Tupac verse, it has a Snoop Dogg verse, and then it has his verse, and then it has Drake at the end talking shit. The double entendre, the triple entendre. Yeah, for 40 seconds. So that gets lost in all this because people making it seem like Drake, it's either Kendrick is trash and he didn't actually win the battle, or
which is foolishness,
or Kendrick is being a bully. And it's just like, Kendrick is not being a bully, and the song is objectively not trash. I'm not saying that you have to like the song, but the song doesn't mean that the song is complete trash. That's not.
Well, they not like us.
Yeah,
that's foolishness. If anybody's saying that the song is trash, then their Drake stands are not being objective. They just aren't.
But
there are other songs throughout that whole battle that people, said are better than others, which is fine, right? But that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is that Drake ran up into a fight that he wasn't ready for and got sent the F home, and then came back with his lawyer, not his big homie, not somebody who can come and save him out of a fight like they did with Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? Who did he run to or whatever to squash the beef with him?
Prince.
To stop the beef with Pusha T or whatever, because he couldn't handle that either. Every time the water gets too hot for Drake, he run and get somebody. And then Kendrick came out with Squabble Up, which I thought was, on the album, which I thought was absolutely incredible. And you made a hysterical joke the other day that I just saw. Yeah, I thought it was a hysterical joke that essentially Squabble could potentially be Yiddish for lawyer.
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
Squabble
up.
Lawyer up.
That's what it's giving right now.
But that's what it's giving. It's really giving like he's just running and telling, his authorities essentially, and trying to. And again, I just wish I knew what the goal was for Drake.
So I think some more context. I think it is important to recognize this is going to come off regardless as him suing or being upset about Kendrick, because it's 100%. Specific to this song. But it does,
and especially what the
suit is about.
The suit is.
But who he's suing is kind of important, and I had to stand up. I've had this theory for the last month and a half.
Okay.
Maybe 2 months, watching, because again, I'm an objective Drake fan. I am watching him, and I'm curious, how he's stepping back into rapping again, releasing songs and all this other stuff. And I've noticed that for some reason he has been tripping, stumbling. He can't get up through all of these different releases.
Foreman, I can't get up.
he's been doing that through all of these releases, and I'm trying to figure out why he has been releasing things like he put out the 100 gigs that has a whole bunch of stuff of all of his past stuff, which I feel like without this battle would have probably went over really well. Then he had the circadian rhythm, No Faces, or No Face, and a couple of other songs come out, but they either come out on shadow YouTube accounts, which is not his official account. It's like some other account that he created. He's releasing, he's not putting anything on Spotify anymore. And I was just like, what the hell is he doing? But now I'm starting to understand that since he's suing his record label, it kind of makes sense that he wouldn't put his music out in a traditional way because he got beef with his distributor for his records. So I was like, oh, that kind of clears that up a little bit. But it is kind of weird that Drake has been put in a position where he would have to release music in that way, considering he was just talking about in his last album, I think, the deal that he has with UMG, which is like $400 million, which and the money is not as big as the freedom that he has or it was supposed to have or should have. And no one can deny that if any of these artists should have freedom to release whenever they want to. Drake is one of those artists.
For sure.
He's definitely one of those artists.
Because he's proven himself to be a consistent product.
Right. So I think that part is interesting. If you just put aside like the whole Not Like Us thing, even though it's definitely a part of it, the whole record label thing is just like, that's interesting. But guess what? That's interesting to me. No one is going to care about that.
No one
like I said, Drake could win $4 billion and own UMG. He can turn UMG into a different alphabet. OVO. Yeah. Right? He could win it and cheer and all that stuff. At the end of the day, like he lost the popular vote, and he's also losing the Electoral College. And the Electoral College, as I
he been lost the Electoral College.
Well, it's his peers.
It's been decided for a minute, that Drake lost the battle.
And y'all can just look it up. I'm not gonna put nobody out there or nothing like that. But there's been a couple of prominent rappers.
All of them. Right. What do you mean prominent? All of them.
Rappers who have seen him through this, news of him suing UMG, and it's just like, this is not rap.
This is not
rap beef.
No.
So
I think Rhapsody said it best. Rhapsody said it the absolute best. She's like,
suing over a rap beef.
They not like us indeed.
Yeah,
they not like us at all.
So I'm curious to see how this is gonna pan out, because is this a lawsuit that's like just gonna be handled through paperwork, or niggas gonna have to show up to court? Like, I don't know how this is gonna work out.
You know what's really interesting is that I truly felt as though, and let the record show, I have never classified myself as a Drake fan. There are Drake songs that I enjoy, but I'm not someone who listens to his projects. I'm not someone who listens to his albums, all the way through. If he has a single,
I do.
That's playing, that's got, some nice spins, I'll bop to it or whatever. I'll listen to it. I'll sing.
Yeah, you'll do a little twerk to Nice for What, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Nice for What was cute, child. Like, it was a vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'll dance to it, but I'm not somebody who will go to like a Drake concert or listen to Drake music on a regular basis.
I would never pay for a Drake concert, I don't think, but because he hasn't had a body of work that warrants that.
Yeah,
but
that moves me to go watch. But anyway, I say all that to say that even as someone who is not a Drake fan, I still believe that there was a space for him. Like, he had really carved out a niche for himself and had been incredibly successful. And even after this whole rap beef, even after They Not Like Us, even after the pop out, even after the announcement of the Super Bowl, I did truly feel as though there was still an avenue, there was still a path for Drake to come back into the music industry. He just needed to take his little sabbatical, lick his wounds, you know what I'm saying, go out on vacation for a little bit, cut his hair, get his little high top fade back, let go of the bobos. You know what I'm saying? Chill out with the braids, because like you're doing a lot. Like, put down the crop tops, and like you will be straight. Like, he'll come back out with a nice little summer banger. Like, everybody, depends on him to create, and now he'll be fine. But now after this, I truly don't see a path forward for him. I don't.
Well,
and he has been releasing music. It's just that no one cares, bro. No one cares.
I don't know.
And now
I'm
after
curious.
GNX, like, which is my current obsession.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Okay.
What a segue. Keep going.
Thank you. So yeah, for sure, my favorite obsession is the new Kendrick Lamar album. I have listened to this project a total of, I think, safely say I've listened to it on my own 5 times already.
Front to back?
Yes. Yes, front to back
good.
already.
It's good.
It is an absolutely incredible body of work. I know it still feels really early to say that, you know what I'm saying, because it's still been out for, less than a full week now.
Classic is a
but
classic.
it is incredible. I'll just go. I already kind of said a couple of my favorites, literally just off of the first listen when we made a mention of it in the last episode. It was literally our very first time listening to it.
You have a top 3?
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
I do.
I have mine too.
Okay. So Luther is definitely up there. Luther with Scissor.
Rank Scissor.
Is incredible, and this is in no order. I cannot create an order just yet. I can't create an order just yet. I'm absolutely obsessed with Gloria.
Mm-hmm.
Also with SZA.
Mm-hmm.
And then, wow, it's a tie between Whacked Out Murals and Reincarnated. Yeah, I think. Which one is the one that's like that starts the segue that's starting to see spaceships on roads?
Peekaboo.
Yeah, Peekaboo is crazy.
I think it's that one.
Peekaboo is fucking nuts. Oh my god, it's
Let me make sure I'm
ridiculous.
not wrong about that. Continue.
Yeah, but those would definitely, I think, be my top 3. Now I got to see if I'm right as well. You're right.
I'm right?
No, you're right. You are wrong.
What was it? Is it
I think it's Hey Now.
It's Hey Now.
It's Hey Now.
It is Hey Now.
Oh God.
Hey Now, say now.
Oh my goodness. Hey Now was crazy. Hey Now was
Hey Now, can
stupid.
I pop my shit?
My God. But yeah, no, it's absolutely incredible. It's no skips.
No skips, V.
No skips for me. And I was telling you this last time. The last album that I listened to, no skips.
Mm-hmm.
No skips. Rihanna's Anti. I ran that album back constantly. No skips needed.
I have a few no skips, but I would say,
that's the last one that I really remembered. I was just like, wow.
Most recent? I don't know my most recent, but I'll do top 3. So my top 3 for GNX is Man at the Garden.
Okay.
Heart Part 6.
Yes.
And Gloria.
Yeah.
I think Man at the Garden is just, the interpolation or sampling of One Mic is just, the beat is crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. And his approach to it, like the questions he's asking, the question at the end, which I don't have an answer for. Why do we deserve the best rapper alive? I don't know. I have no answer to that question. I have no idea. Shout out to Kendrick. Love Man at the Garden, and then the Heart Part 6. I really love that because it feels, one, it is supplanting Drake's Heart Part 6 that he attempted to steal from Kendrick after Kendrick stole one of his time records with 616 in LA. Kendrick did it first.
That's fine.
Just for the record.
That's fine.
Kendrick did it first, so this was a little bit of a retort.
Yeah, I'm glad that he took it took it back.
And it's also interesting because that is technically the last. That is the last song that Drake released in. That was the final round.
It was a final record of this battle.
Yeah, not Like Us technically is the final record.
Because They Not Like he released the Heart Part 6 after They Not Like Us, because he made a mention of, like, when he was talking at the end, sounding all dejected, and was like, I'm going to go on vacation now. He was like, the last one, was a little bit of a bop or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? You had to drag it. You know what I'm saying? They're already overplaying it. He was saying it then. He was
Drake can't talk about nobody overplaying nothing, man.
He said that they were overplaying it then.
But yeah, Kendrick's Heart Part 6 is just pure admiration and love for his team, and that's just something. How could you not love that? It's just a great story. It's better than any interview that he could have ever given. I love interviews with artists and listening to them talk about their, their time and their journey. And he gave that in a song that was so clear. The picture was it was illustrated great. And I got a great idea of who Punch was to him, who's SZA's manager.
I was actually trying to look up the Heart Part 6 Drake. They had to rename it the Heart Part 6 - Drake on Spotify. And they turned off the comments.
I didn't know Spotify had comments for music.
I didn't either. But
I didn't know he released that on Spotify either.
It's on here.
It might be somebody else.
It might be somebody. Yeah, it says.
It might be somebody else's. Yeah. I think he released it. It's on YouTube. It's on Drake's official YouTube page that he doesn't use anymore. I was trying to look up the
lyrics so I can look up the part where he was like, basically talking about.
But last but not least, obviously Gloria with SZA, beautiful song. Talk about your pen and your craft and the journey that he took with his pen from the time that he was a kid on the stoop to now, and all of the trials and tribulations that he had. I mean, it's just amazing.
It's an incredible record.
Yeah, those 3 records was just those
bananas.
Are mine, but
absolutely bananas.
It really is no skips for me. Like every time I'm thinking, I might skip this song. Nope.
No. As soon as your thumb hovers, the beat drops, and it's just like never mind. The production is stupid.
Oh, last album with no skips, Michael. Killer Mike.
Okay.
Killer Mike, Michael.
Fair.
That little project that won 3 Grammys, that won all the rap Grammys last year. Best rap song, best rap album, and album of the year, I think is what he got.
Fair.
Or best performance or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
that a full sweep, everybody.
Full sweep, baby.
Yeah.
Shout out to Killer Mike. That incredible album.
Shout out to Killer Mike. Bro.
Kendrick also was prophetic about that too. But hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
If y'all motherfuckers cared about hip hop, then Killer Mike will be platinum.
Sure would.
Hood politics.
Yeah, man.
Pimp a Butterfly. Let's go.
He knows. He sees all.
But yeah, man. This is shaping up to be just another one. I think this is his 7th studio album for Kendrick. So it's just shaping up to be another one.
Rappers, but they did it to themselves.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I just strangled me a goat.
Oh God, there's so many lines. There's so many Kendrick lines. Oh my goodness. All right, babe. So, we have a Are We in Like or Love?
Okay,
bro. Okay. We got one for y'all.
Got a recommendation for y'all.
I don't know. We
salute to our menses. You know what I'm saying? Salute to our menses. We ain't gonna put you out here like that.
Shout out to our we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Putting us on this show because we really about to take a minute to talk about it with y'all. And again, we might
be the whole podcast. Just for record, we might get into. We got a new game here too, but we'll see. But
listen, and we may be tardy to the party, bro. But if
facts,
it's fine because it is what it is. But have y'all seen the show off of MGM?
Yeah, MGM. It's on MGM Plus, and you can get it through Prime Video. So,
wowzers!
3 seasons, 10 episodes a season, I think.
For those of you who don't know, essentially, From is a series in which a number of seemingly random individuals all get stuck. No, truly, seemingly random individuals all get stuck in this small town in the middle of God knows where, and they cannot leave. And there are these vicious creatures that look like humans that come out at night that prey on you and will eat you alive. You have to. There's only 3 ways. Well, really only 2 ways to avoid them. You either hide from them and don't make any noise so they cannot find you, okay? Or you have these things called talismans that have to be hung up like at the threshold of any
entrance
or building that you are in, right? Mm-hmm. They cannot enter into a home or a space or a container, any type of containment with a talisman on it at all. They just can't enter into it unless you let them in, right? So if you have a talisman, say for instance, on the front door of your house, but somehow they make it up to your second floor window and they convince you to let them in.
Man.
They'll come in and the talisman, basically like the talisman doesn't work anymore and they will kill you. And they are very persuasive because they look just like humans, except for the fact that they have these absolutely creepy smiles on their face. Like they are just always smiling at you.
And for me, the teeth is a dead giveaway. But
yeah, once they have you in their clutches and their crosshairs, you know, they don't just eat you because that would be too easy. They torture you. They literally torment you as long as possible. It's like a hunt. And another key factor for these creatures, they don't run. They never run. You can literally be 1 foot away from them. Mm-hmm. If they cannot reach up and touch you, they won't. They will just walk. Walk towards you smiling.
And it seems like they feed off of fear. These are apex predators, by the way. These are not your typical like demon, zombie
these things is type different. And when they leave you like an animal. They leave you like hollow and husked out and like basically your rib cage cracked open. They eat us like the way we eat king crab legs, bro. Man. They be in there crack and then just eat all the flesh out. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. This show is so suspenseful. It is so creepy. It is so nerve-wracking. It has had us up and watching this for literally the past like 5 or 6 days.
And you know, it's for maybe for the both of us, but for me, I always enjoy watching things that are a little bit more horror, thriller, suspenseful during this type of season. You know, it's almost the end of the year.
When it's nice and cold.
It's cold,
and stuff,
you know. And so, you know, putting on a good Stranger Things or back in the days, you know, good Walking Dead, you know, these type of shows that are just kind of long and they kind of wrap Game of Thrones. They kind of wrap you into this world.
This world building for sure.
Yeah, and from is definitely take Yellow Jackets on Paramount Plus. You know, this is all kind of feels in. Like it's it took a lot of inspiration from those type of shows
for sure.
Because some of it there's a little bit of magic in it. There's demon. I don't even really know what they call them. There's not really like a word for them yet.
They don't call them anything. They don't, and none of the characters actually call them a thing. They're just like they're out there.
They're out there.
Yeah.
So monsters, however, you know,
they're monsters. Indeed,
it is. It's a hell of a show.
Monsters. But it's incredible.
It's a hell of a show.
Incredible. So is it a like or love for you, babe?
This is. I don't know if I'm in love. Because to say I'm in love with Stranger Things.
100%.
You see what I'm saying?
We're in love with House of the Dragon. We're in love of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We're in love with Shrinking. Right. We're in love with Abbott Elementary.
Yeah. Just to speak on like Walking Dead. I know how I felt watching that. I was mesmerized by
Walking
it. Right?
Dead was crazy.
Interview with a Vampire.
Oh, even Last of Us. Woo! The Last of Us.
Yes. Love.
In love.
I think it's a like. I think I'll put it in for right now. Yellow Jackets is higher because we finished. It kind of was at a different. It's actually at the same pace. I put it in the same category as a Yellow Jacket, type of like show. It's like it's at a B right now, so it's a strong like. But I'm not gonna give it love because Stranger Things is love. And it ain't beating Stranger Things.
I think it has a strong like as well. Yeah. It's got a strong like for me.
And we're still watching it.
We're still watching it. This is the thing that we're only on season 2. We know that season 3 has already concluded. And so I would say for me, the reason why I would give it a like and not a love just yet is because I personally, I'm the type of person like I can watch a suspenseful show. I can watch something that like you're not really sure where it's going to end up. But if I can't start to find reason in the show, like it can't just be magic for magic's sake. It can't just be we're lost and we'll never get out of here. It can't just be this is a mystic place and everything is left unexplained. I don't like that type of writing because it seems as though like you are not committed to an actual like thread there has to be an end. All shows need to write with the end in mind, right? To me, in order for it to be a good show, or you'll just get off
Never thought of it that way.
or you have nothing that anchors the show. You will just keep throwing things in there, and you'll find that a lot of times shows that are open-ended like that, because they don't want to create an end, they start creating rules and situations that they have to then write themselves out of, or they end up killing off a character or something that used to be a very long held rule and idea in the show now is supplanted and completely, doesn't matter anymore. And that kind of stuff pisses me off as a viewer. Like, let me understand how the storyline works, and then either make an intellectual decision to stray away from that because you are chasing now this new bad, right? Or or don't. Like, just don't string me along and have me like kind of waiting for the what is it, right, like what is the thing, and why can't they leave? You can't take too long getting to it either. You can't take 5 seasons to tell me that you guys can't escape this place because there was a curse by some witch or whatever it is. Like, just get to it.
And with a show that's set in a finite way like this, correct, like set in a finite environment. I mean, they have the woods and stuff.
It's probably like
small town.
Yeah.
Walking Dead is free world, so
yes,
a lot more things can kind of happen and linger, and it's also zombies. It's a lot simpler of a concept, but this is just a town, and so you don't get all the rules immediately as a viewer. Correct. Of what you can do. Okay, so the talisman has to be hung up, but can it fall? Does it just need to be in your hand?
Right.
Is it just the front of the place, or do you need to have it at every entrance?
Right.
How persuasive are these things?
Can you make more talismans?
Can you make more talismans? All these, kind of questions.
Where do they come from? What do those symbols mean? Like,
yeah. So
how did this place even be created?
Right.
And they keep alluding to like some bigger entity, like beyond the little monsters in the dark or whatever. It's crazy and it's interesting, and it has there's enough there to keep our interest peaked. But I'm telling you, the moment they start playing, the moment they just start making stuff up, I'm gonna be off.
Yeah.
For real. So that's why it's a like for me, because right now they got me hooked.
It's cool. It's cool. It's moving it could be a touch faster in terms of pace, but it's cool. And
I don't even think the pacing is bad. I would just say to my earlier point of like getting to what the thing is.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we leave this place, or how do we do that, or how was it created, or who made it? Get to that quicker so that we can have, because right now it seems like we're just chasing our tails, because in a way, we are like the people trapped in this space. We don't know how you get out. We don't know the rules around it. We don't know how they even got there, because they're all coming literally from different places.
Yep.
What's up with the tree? What's up with the crows? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with this whole, like, the electricity isn't actually plugged in? Like, what does any of that shit mean? It feels like we're also in a treasure hunt, and I can only do that for about so long.
Yeah,
before I lose interest.
I think about a Stranger Things, for example, and we could move on from this. I think about Stranger Things, for example, where it did have 2 big bads,
100%.
But the way that they just wrapped you in immediately in the first season by a child going missing.
Oh, straight up.
Immediately. That's essentially.
This little homie went into the woods, and then he was in the walls. He was turning on twinkle twinkles.
That boy was gone. When that first scene where he's in the garage or whatever that is, and the light is flickering, and he's
gone.
And he was gone for a whole season. Whole season he was gone.
Shout out to his mom.
Man,
that is a committed mother. Because when I tell you, I'd be like, well, there you go. Because I promise, babe. I'm not.
Can you,
babe? She painted letters on the wall and hung up Christmas lights and was talking to the twinkling lights.
It worked. It's not crazy if it works.
It's not crazy if it works, but I don't know if I would have the fortitude to see a flickering light and assume that it meant that my child was trying to communicate with me. Never.
That's true.
I would just be like, bruh, this bulb is crazy.
Yeah. So I say that to say, like, if you know,
call my electrician.
There's precedence. Like, you can have if there's gonna be if there's gonna be a big bad and then a big bad.
Correct.
Then okay, we'll see. It just, again, story writing. You gotta,
right.
You know, the pacing has to.
What
be
I'm
right,
telling you is that we can't get to the end of season 3 and we still have as many answers as we have now. I promise you that can't happen.
You either need to give me who the big bad is, or give me more rules.
On God.
Like, trap one of them.
So,
that would be nice. That would be cool to see.
Because they can
how you do that. Yeah, they can. That might be,
bro.
Yeah. So
what happens when you trap them inside of a room with the totem? Or excuse me, with a talisman?
What does that mean, right?
What's up?
What if you took the talisman
and you touch them with it?
Threw them. Yeah, there you go. And
if you
threw
touch
it.
them with the John.
Yeah, have one still
do
there.
They melt?
But like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
It's crazy. What happens when the sun comes out and they still out? Are they like vampires? Because they don't be out during the day.
They really don't. They
are nocturnal. They get up out of there.
They sure do.
They hear that cock-a-doodle-doo and they get to going. You understand me? They said the curfew is on. The street lights came on. By street lights, we mean the sun. All right, babe. You got a new game for us?
I do. This game, you guys have probably heard of it. It's called Bad Decisions. Basically, it's just a card.
Is it Bad Decisions or Bad Opinions?
Bad Decisions. Bad Opinions.
Come on.
It's called Bad Opinions.
Bad Opinions.
Right. And so it's just a conversation starter and a little bit of a debate starter. So you just pick a card and see what the topic is, and we will have a conversation.
Okay. All right. An outrageous thing you would do to become a millionaire. An outrageous thing I would do to become a millionaire. Gosh, outrageous. What is an outrageous thing that I would do to become a millionaire?
I have an answer to this.
Literally, I don't know. I guess the first thing that comes to mind, if you're thinking outrageous, I don't know. I'd probably take my top off to become a millionaire. Who ain't seen some titties before? We talking about a millionaire. We talking about millions of dollars. Yeah, y'all can see these areolas. 4 million. For sure.
To become a millionaire, I'd have an OnlyFans.
You would? You would have an OnlyFans to become a millionaire?
Yeah. If it could be guaranteed success, having sex with you.
Oh, okay. Doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's got to be, well, I'm not going to put no stipulations on it because that's not fair. But the only thing I would say is that if it was guaranteed, like if someone was like, hey, bro, I know exactly what you need to do. In 6 to 7 months, you going to have $500,000. And then by that point, it's just going
to be gravy.
Yeah, it's just going to be gravy. I'd be like, okay. All right.
I don't know if I want to be a porn star.
The craziest thing. That says the craziest thing, right?
It just says outrageous. An outrageous thing you would do to become a millionaire. What's another outrageous thing that I would do to become a millionaire?
I'm not doing Forex. That's wild.
What's Forex? Okay, I'd probably assault someone.
Oh, you hit somebody?
Mm-hmm. I'll probably stall on somebody.
Outrageous thing? I'm not stealing from nobody.
You wouldn't steal?
No. I don't think I could. Define steal. Like
jack an old lady.
No, I'm not doing that. I can't do that.
Like you might just come here, bitch. And you just
I couldn't do that.
You wrestle her purse away from her. You like shove her a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You run off. And if you don't get caught, you get the $1 million.
I would.
Would you push a kid?
How old is a kid?
Like 8.
No.
I'm just saying stuff now, y'all. I would not do any of these things. I'm just
I
saying
would say kill an animal, but as I've done that before, but it would have to be a specific. I couldn't kill. Dog.
Would you be able to kill Rolo?
Absolutely not.
Look at him.
No, there is no amount of money. I don't think that
you wouldn't shoot Rolo for $1 million.
No, Rolo's worth more than $1 million. You gotta start that conversation at $50 million.
50
for me to even have the thought. It needs to be generational.
You're
money.
wild.
No, I'm not. No.
50 million?
No. To kill him?
Yeah.
No.
I would.
How? With your bare hands?
Yeah.
No,
$10 million.
You would choke him?
I'm
What would you do?
crazy. I'm crazy. $10 million.
What would you do? Like,
I'd shoot him.
You have to do it with your bare hands.
If I to
10
kill
million?
to kill Rollo with my bare hands for $10 million.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
I think I could.
I can't do it.
You'd have to show it to me though.
Show you what?
You have to show me the case of money. Like you'd have to show it. Like I press this button and this money is wired to your account.
We'll do this one and then maybe pick another card. Would you shoot me for $10 million?
Absolutely not. Are you joking? You're my husband.
$50 million.
I'm not shooting you ever.
What if?
What are you talking about?
You know how in Focus where he shot him?
No.
Okay.
No.
Would you?
No.
Would you assault me crazy for $10 million? Like,
you say
I'm talking
crazy.
Punching them out like a 5-minute jump in.
No.
Like, no.
There's no amount of money that would
I
prompt
can't do
me to allow
I'd go to jail
for you to be harmed. No, I wouldn't even call it. I wouldn't even be like, okay, I'm going to set up for my husband to get like robbed and like beat up real bad. Like he will be okay and we'll be millionaires after. I would never do that.
Nah.
I would never do that.
Would you eat? This is the last one. Would you eat anything? Like,
yes.
Okay. Would you eat a spider?
Yep.
For $10 million? Mm-hmm. A tarantula?
I can't eat a tarantula. A tarantula would end up eating me.
It wouldn't.
No, I can't do it.
But
no, I can't do it.
I can't do that. Scorpion.
Would I eat a scorpion?
Not
yeah.
Venomous or poisonous.
Yeah. One of them little scorpion Johns?
Maybe not little.
Yeah. All you have to do is twist off his tail.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Snake? Live. These are all live.
I can't eat no alive snake, nigga. I can't eat no alive snake. It's not happening. No, okay. I can't do it.
Definitely not doing spiders. I'd eat a snake.
I'd eat a roach.
For how much?
10 million.
That's a lot to eat one roach.
I'll do it for one.
That's a lot for one roach.
No, after like
20,000
after taxes. Like it gotta be $1 million after taxes. It gotta be $1 million after taxes. If I can get my dream house out of it, then I'm gonna do it. That will be the number.
Whatever. Okay.
So it'll have to.
That's a moving goalpost for you.
At least no. It would have to be in order for me to have like my dream house, like for real, like my dream like house and compound and stuff like that. I would need at least. I would need like 4. I would just need like 4 million.
Would you allow yourself to get beat up and jumped for like, let's say, jump you by 3 of the women you've been the most scared of? Well, the bullies of your past. Would you allow them to be resurrected and jump you for 5 minutes? 5 minutes is a long time for a fight.
5 minutes is a long time for a fight. First of all, we're not going to make it 5 minutes. That's like, for people who are not experienced fighters, you think you can fight for 5 minutes, you can't. You can't run for 5 minutes. Like, not being chased. Like, you crazy. Like, you will. Right? Y'all think y'all have the energy and the stamina for that, but we live mainly stationary lives now. Like, that's not a thing. But no, if it came to me fighting the shorties that like I was bullied by when I was younger, I was ready for that rematch. Let's go.
Well, you can't fight back.
I can't fight back.
This is a jumping. You can't fight back. It's a jumping.
I'm not getting beat up by them hoes. But I would if I walked out a millionaire. I would if I walked out a millionaire, for sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. We can do...
That was hilarious. I ain't gonna... We took that one far.
We did. Bad opinions, guys. All right. New game. Coming out strong. Let's... Okay.
Oh, God. Yeah,
the sport whose Olympic team you'd have the best chance to make.
The sport whose Olympic team? Breakdancing, obviously.
That's so funny.
Because if Ray Gun could do it, then I could do it.
I
bet you... I mean, that's basically how everybody feel.
The best chance?
The best chance. Yeah, I feel like I could get breakdance ready. I feel like I can get breakdance ready. Okay, so let's talk about another one then.
Shit. Is dodgeball in the Olympics?
No, I don't think it is.
Okay. It's not. I'm not gonna do swimming. I'll get my ass kicked. Can't do basketball. Get my ass kicked.
I'm trying to think of like the off the off ones. Like,
America lost the 3-on-3 basketball tournament, so I'm gonna.
oh, did it?
Yeah, which is like how the fuck, but
Okay.
I'll probably do that maybe.
I have the best chance of making. Like, I know how to play volleyball and I love volleyball, but nah, them people were
Nah, bro.
crazy. Beach volleyball is insane. Regular conventional volleyball, I wouldn't stand a chance. It would have to be something mad off kilter, like rhythmic gymnastics or something. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones where they just be throwing the balls up in the air and catching it with their leg. And I still probably wouldn't even be very good at that. Like being an Olympian in any way, shape, or form is incredible. Like these really are, like, they operate at the highest level. They are athletes. They are world-class athletes. And a lot of times, like we said, like the sports themselves, if it doesn't get a lot of airtime, then they don't actually have a lot of, like, they don't get paid like that.
Right.
Like if you're not one of the big ones, if you're not doing gymnastics, if you're not in track and field, if you're not doing swimming, if you're not doing basketball or even soccer, or volleyball or any of them things, you're not getting paid like that. This is like your really intense hobby, right?
I'm leaning towards track and field because there's a lot of things in track and field.
There's a lot of things in track and field. Maybe there's something in there. You know what? That's a really good point. Maybe triple jump. I could probably do triple jump.
Oh, the dunk.
Yeah, because I did it in high school. Yeah. So, yeah. I probably have a good chance if I conditioned for a long time. Like if I had like a year. To get my hops up. Like for real. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Quads would be crazy.
Fair enough.
The legs would be legging. All right, let's do one more.
Bad opinions. Something taught in school that you think shouldn't be.
Something that's taught in school that I don't think should be.
Don't want to give our government any ideas, but that shouldn't be taught in school. And this is not because I don't know if it's because it shouldn't be taught, more so than it's not taught correctly. Babies, like the whole,
sex ed?
No. Kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. Those three, 4, whatever. Thanksgiving, and that story that they tell about the pilgrims and playing nice with the...
I think American history in general is taught in a vacuum, essentially.
But they could just keep it to the turkey and just keep it at that. Stop telling these kids, these little babies, that the pilgrims and the Native Americans were playing nice playtime and it was all that. Like that could kind of get taken out.
I wish so we're talking about specific like subjects or just things?
Just something.
The history of Columbus Day.
Oh, shouldn't be taught?
I think that it is, again, I think it is taught incorrectly. I don't think it's taught in its complete context. For one, the whole lore about Columbus discovering America, it is a lie.
Yeah.
It is a lie. He never made it to the shores of North America. Ever. So that, I think that in of itself needs to be like completely redone. I think not that it shouldn't be taught, because I think history should be taught. I think history should just be taught in its totality, right? Like context matters.
Yeah.
But a lot of times history is used as propaganda to promote a certain ideal to masses, and should change the overall like sentiment around a certain person, place, or series of events, right?
Yep.
History is written by the people who win.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're not going to give an honest retelling of what actually happened. So that's it. But as far as a specific topic, I don't think that there's anything that we teach that is worthless.
I'm gonna go a little, I don't know if granular is a word, but like math. Now, math is important, but to teach like trigonometry and maybe statistics is fine, because you learn about probability and all sorts of stuff. But trigonometry and there are so many different math classes for high school that I wonder maybe shouldn't be taught in replacement for other subjects, like, I don't know, financial literacy or other real estate or something like that, instead of learning this imaginary numbers.
Yeah.
Why do
I
we
need to
need
know
to
what an eye
know
is?
imaginary
Stop.
numbers, guys?
Stop.
What is
What's the
what
point?
is that for? For some kids who are gonna go into engineering and like do amazing things and be brilliant and all this other stuff, sure, but save that for college.
Yeah.
Like, you should not have to take a class that has math where there are imaginary numbers in order to graduate high school. I think that's really, it should be an elective. Like, you can switch that out for a mandatory financial literacy class or a mandatory sex ed class.
Yeah, I think financing should
class
definitely
about hygiene, something. I don't know.
Hygiene is a one.
It's important.
Sure.
It's important.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's fair.
That's what I would say.
Okay. I'm not mad at it.
Did we do it?
No, we got I feel like we can get one more in there. Can we let's do like 2 Am I Trippins?
2 Am I Trippins?
2. Oh. Whoa. Joking. I paid a teenage family member to babysit my young children for a few hours at night. Unbeknownst to me, she invited her boyfriend over to keep her company. Thankfully, nothing bad happened, but I still feel violated because I would have agreed to have a person, because I would never have agreed to have a person I had never met in my house and around my children. Am I tripping?
Mm-hmm.
Child, no, you are not tripping. That little girl invited her little boyfriend over to a paid gig that she was supposed to have with someone else's children. And I think that's an incredible violation of the trust you put in her, of your trust that she would safeguard, essentially your home and your children. She did not get permission from you to have guests over, nor should she have asked to have guests over, because what is actually the reason for that, right? Like, you are supposed to be doing a job, to keep you company. You're not supposed to have company. My kids is your company, heifer.
Mm-hmm. It was a boy too, huh?
Yeah.
What if it was a girl?
I don't care. It's the gender thing does not matter to me. Okay, first of all, a guy babysitter is different, okay? But it's a teenage family member that she said that she had. But yeah, you don't invite your little friend them to come over your house to keep you company because you're supposed to be watching my child.
Exactly.
How you gonna be watching my child and you got company? I don't care if they're down for their bedtime and you're up watching.
And the age of the child don't matter.
It don't. It don't, because you were here to perform a service, and that service did not require another person.
Yeah.
And also, I do not know who that person is, and you just invited a stranger into my home.
Where my children is.
You are goofy. I would have rocked that little girl. I really would have. Yeah, she would have gotten hollered down on. Like, she'd got screamed at aggressively.
Some yelling would have occurred. Because moving furniture. I can't be in the middle of, y'all know me. I'm in the we in an IMAX movie.
Come on.
Okay, we've been waiting, or we at a concert, and I get a bloop bloop.
Yep, because the front door has opened.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is the front door? Oh, maybe she ordered some pizza, whatever.
And then you see him come inside the house.
We gotta go home.
She's getting called immediately.
You're a problem.
That's a bugging out.
It's a problem.
Absolutely disrespectful.
It's a problem. So
no, mom's not tripping. That little girl is tripping, and she about to get. Listen, you gonna get hemmed up. All right, let's finish it one more.
How do you know, babe? I think we out of time now.
No, because
it's been. I think we did it, yo. I ain't gonna lie. We do need to mention. This is coming out. This is Thanksgiving Eve that we're recording this, and so by the time you hear this, obviously Thanksgiving would have passed. I hope you guys have a great
hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving,
you guys.
you know what I'm saying, and
I hope
all
you
the
ate to
food
your
that you
heart's
can
content. Okay.
you can handle.
I hope your auntie wasn't too mad at you. Okay. I hope she didn't ask you why you still single. I hope she
Oh,
minded her
wow.
business. No, for real, because family members really
They be
tend to
wilding
get
out.
out of pocket and start talking to people crazy because you haven't seen them in a long time.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all had y'all, you know, greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, yams, hams, hogs,
greens, meat,
all of them, chickens, turkeys, rabbits, you name it. I hope y'all had all of that. I hope y'all have a good time. I hope
And make
you
sure
guys
with
are
every meal you
blessed.
guys have some mustard.
And please make sure there's some mustard on there. Yo, album is incredible.
It's fire, bro.
The fact that he doesn't say the name of the record until halfway through the song.
Yeah.
Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
And there's a beat switch that's insane.
You heard it here first. I personally believe that Kendrick is going to open up the Super Bowl with that song. Turn the TV off. That's my personal belief.
Yeah, we will have to
I just want the record to show.
do an episode to kind of talk about like set list potential for the Super Bowl, because it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, the discography is nuts.
You know, and just to go back to that, so there were some major companies that showed a lot of love to Kendrick in this like mustard thing. And so McDonald's tweeted it, and I'll put these up. McDonald's tweeted it. They said honey mustard.
Honey mustard.
Shrek has a Twitter account. He yelled it.
Stop.
Right? Despicable Me 4.
Fair.
Right? The NFL.
NFL. That makes sense.
DreamWorks.
Dadgum. Do y'all even know what y'all talking about?
Crunchyroll.
Now that makes perfect sense. The Goku, that's exactly what I thought of when he said it. I was like, Goku power levels over 9,000.
Yeah.
Master. Like
it's
literally
really cool,
just powering up.
Real cool.
Undefeated, bro. But anyway, thanks again, you guys. If you've made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Okay.
Indeed.
We love you guys. We hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving, like we said before. Again, remember to comment, like, subscribe.
Share that thing.
Okay. Share that thing. And no matter where you go after this, y'all, make sure you go with God, okay?
Go with God.
It's the one thing for certain podcast people. Peace.
Deuces.
I wouldn't choke you.